What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the tech channel. In this episode I picked up 4 Apple items for roughly £20, maybe 25 including postage, and what I got in this bundle were 2 iPad minis, I believe first gen iPad minis, a 2010 MacBook Pro and a 2015 MacBook Air. Now, obviously, common theme here with me buying tech is they're all untested, or some of them. The iPads are untested, and these 2 do not currently work. So I'll read the stated issues with each of these. So the MacBook Pro, the stated issue is that it just doesn't have an OS on it. I don't have a charger for this one yet, unfortunately. There is one on the way, so I can't really test anything on it. I've opened it up and cleaned it up a bit inside. The keyboard's very dirty. I will clean that when it comes to charging it up and testing it. But we're kind of just going to push this one to the side for today. Hopefully it will have its own separate video with some plans for it. And then the MacBook Air just apparently does not turn on. I have tried, I have got a charger, and so I will quickly just put it on charge to show you what it is doing. Okay, so here is our charger. Let me just put it on to the MacBook. It has a little orange light there, which I don't know what that means, but as you see, you go to turn it on, absolutely nothing. So here's what I tried to do. I thought, let's try and open it up at the back. I got the majority of the screws to come loose. I just realised that there's another one that's fallen off. I will have to find that. But yeah, so managed to get the majority of the screws off. However, unfortunately, 2 of them are a bit more stubborn. And then I rounded off my screwdriver, which is rather unfortunate. But I am waiting on new tools to come. Potentially they might be in this video, although if not, I will just post a part 2 to this little series, if you will. I'll just post a video dedicated to those MacBooks. But for this video, the main focus is figuring out what is wrong with these iPads, if there is anything wrong with these iPads, and trying to get them fired up and kind of maybe see what's on them, see if they work. Kind of figure it out, and my backdrop just fell down. But yeah, the setup hopefully will be improved soon. Might be moving to a slightly better setup for at least for the mobile tech. I'm not sure about for the PCs and laptops necessarily, but for the iPads, iPhones and all that sort of stuff, there might be a new setup coming soon. I don't know why it's got tape on it. It just has. So yeah, I'll have to clean these up a bit. They've got sticky residue all over them. Ooh, what's that? Is that? Yeah, I think it's peeled off a bit of the like the coloured coating or whatever. So I think first we'll just try and turn these both on. This one's booting up. I haven't tried to turn these on, by the way. Okay, so this one's already on. It's very strange. Okay, slide to unlock. Okay, we need a passcode, which we obviously don't have. So we'll just put a passcode. So if you read that one, just subscribe down below. Anyway, moving on. We'll wait for this one to boot up. But I think this is going to be a case of connecting it to the PC and trying to reset it. This one's reset. I'm going to assume from the state that it's in of the, the being reset, that it's probably got an account lock on it, or maybe the home button doesn't work, which could also be a problem because I've clicked it and it's not really done anything. So okay, maybe we will have to open this up at some point, which would be annoying because I would have to wait for a tool. Or we could try and just set it up like this. So you can just swipe up. But maybe the previous owner, the home button didn't work, they reset it, whatever, and they couldn't reset it up because they didn't know you'd swipe. I mean, it's a very unlikely situation. So I'm just going to connect to my Wi-Fi, and then hopefully we'll be able to at least start setting up and figure out what's wrong with it. It's just connecting now. We'll see what it does. I'm going to assume it's going to have an activation lock on it, but it's not the worst case scenario, because I did buy it untested. But if it, oh, hold on a minute, no lock on it. So aside from that home button, this one might be completely good to go. Just put a random passcode on it, use anyway. So okay, so this one might be alright. I'm gonna sign into my Apple and stuff, but this one might be alright. I'll set this up, we'll take a quick look through this one, and then I think we'll try and get this one sorted out as well. Okay, so, oh yeah, I just remembered the home button doesn't work. Okay, so here we are with our iPad. Now it is fully set up, as you can see. I believe an iPad mini 1st generation, but we shall just double check that. It might be a 2nd gen. iPad mini 2, yeah, there we go, 2nd gen. 16 gigabytes of storage. It is old, and obviously it's not going to be worth a lot, but it might have a use that I find for it. Obviously, I just have a bunch of tech stuff. I have a lot of iPads, quite a few of these. Might be good to test some other ones, because I've got a few with I've got a lot with some smash screens and stuff. But it's not too bad overall. Obviously, it's just kind of what you expect. Not sure what I can do with it. I could probably go on Safari. I do notice it's getting a little bit warm, but obviously it's probably not been used very much in a while. Throughout that whole setup process, it only dropped by 1%, so it really can't be that bad. Just go on Safari, because most of the apps probably won't work on this nowadays. I haven't really used one of these specific ones before. I don't think I've used an iPad mini 2 before, because all of my ones are kind of cooked. But I know that we'll at least be able to go onto YouTube, despite how slow it may be. But yeah, I might be able to find some other things that we can do with these. I'll definitely find a cool project for it. So I'm just going to kind of search up the channel on here when it finally lets me, and just kind of play a video to see if the speakers are any good, sort of thing. Yeah, just kind of overall look. Whilst it's loading up, I did notice that this port is like full of dust and whatever. The speakers don't look too bad. Charging port doesn't look bad, it's just not great. So we'll just watch the latest video, which I did post 2 months ago. My apologies for kind of slacking recently. But let's just turn this up to maximum volume and see if the speakers are okay. Okay, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this episode, I bought a graphics card from CEX. Okay, so speakers overall, so far not too bad at all. Screen quality isn't bad either. I mean, what can you really expect for the price that we paid for it? I'm glad that we can obviously use like Safari and stuff. But yeah, no, overall really not too bad. One thing I actually do want to check is see if the camera works, because you never really know with these things. Yeah, so camera works all right. Front camera, yeah, that's all good. You see my phone there. Yeah, really not bad at all. Yeah, all working as it should, aside from that home button. But I'm sure I could nab one off of my other iPad minis. I mean, I have loads. My room's a bit of a state at the moment, but yeah, as you can see, I have quite a few in there. Even more just chilling down there. yeah, this is all stuff for another video, which you might see at some point if I get it to work as I want it to. Yeah, for now, let's just get back to the iPads that we have on the desk. So yeah, this one, keep forgetting about that power button. But yeah, oh, it's dropped a couple percent now. But yeah, battery obviously clearly isn't that great. It's quite an old device, but really not too bad. I'm just going to shut it off for now, and then we'll move on to the other one. I'm just going to put a bit of sticky tape on the back of here, just so I can note down what's wrong with it. Which is something I do with a lot of my older Apple devices, especially. It's just kind of useful to me, and it helps me to recall what I need to kind of fix on them when it comes around to it or whatever, and just so I kind of know what's wrong with it. So I'm just going to put working needs home BTN. I'll just put a second strip up here just so I can write down the model. It's just helpful to me, so when I'm kind of sorting through the collection of phones and such, I can kind of just, without turning on, see what it is, and I don't have to test it or anything. I could do like a digital sort of database for this sort of thing, but there's no real way of telling except from reading specific serial numbers, which, I mean, they're so tiny that you don't really want to be doing that. But I'm just going to put this one over to the side, and we shall move on to our other one, which I think, should we see if the home button works? Okay, so the home button works, everything works, it just has the passcode lock on it. So I think the plan of action now is to get it connected up to iTunes and see if we can reset it. So hopefully this cable works enough for data. It's very short, but fingers crossed. Okay, so that cable, I don't think it was a data cable or whatever, so I just plugged in another one. As you can see, got it in recovery mode. And it says that there is a problem with the iPad that requires to be updated or restored. So we're going to, of course, choose the restore option. Restore and update. Just blah blah blah, skip through all of this. Don't need to read any of that. Just sell our soul to Apple, as usual. And then we just kind of got to wait whilst it sort of does its thing. And then once it's done, it will tell me that it's done, and we'll just see what it does from there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't end up with a user lock on it, but you never really know. It just depends if someone's put Find My on. Although I don't know if these specific ones ever had the option for Find My. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just Google it and let you guys know. I did just search it up, and yes, they can have the FMI iCloud lock on them. I think it was the Mini 1 that might not have always had the option to do that. But basically, the FMI lock is Find My iPhone lock, which if someone's enabled Find My device on their Apple device, if it's lost, it means that someone can't reset it and then use it. It will lock it to your email, your iCloud account, and then they'll have to enter the email and passwords to be able to set up the device again. It's kind of just a deterrent and kind of like to stop people stealing it, but also to kind of protect your data if it is stolen. As you can see, it's restoring the software on the iPad right now. But yeah, Find My iPhone is a very useful thing if you want to like protect your data in case anyone tries to steal it. There are, from what I've heard, some ways to get around the iCloud locks, but I've never found a way to do it that I've tried. I'm sure there is some sketchy software that you can do it with, but I haven't ever tried to do that. It's just not worth it, because you don't really want to be downloading that sort of program onto your like computer anyway. If I was to do that, I'd probably use like a spare computer that I don't really care much about, and I kind of set up specifically for that. But I'm good with my iTunes and just a bit of hopes and prayers to see if we can actually get a working device out of it at the end. So we'll just let it do its thing, and I'll see you when it's done. Okay, so by the looks of things, it has reset. It's just doing its little thing down here, but let's just click continue on here. Might even give us a little insight into the iPad before it turns itself on. Okay, so iPad mini, 12.71 gig, so that's probably about 16 gig. Yeah, so by the looks of things, this shouldn't have an iCloud lock on it, because otherwise I don't think it would come up with this or any of this on the screen. I can't remember because I haven't done this for a long time. I haven't done this for about 3 or 4 months, but from my memory, I think it would have come up with something like a iCloud login, or even on my PC. Hopefully this thing doesn't start dying on me whilst I'm trying to set it up. So we're just going to copy the same thing again and see if so I think this might be iPad mini 1st gen and this one might be a 2nd gen. So we just have a quick look. If not, they're just on maybe different updated versions. Yeah, so this one I believe is just an iPad mini 1st gen, whereas the other one was the 2nd gen. So yeah, this one iPad mini 12.7 gigs, so I'm going to assume that maybe it was just, I can't recall what options they had at launch, but it's around 16 gig is what I'm saying. But yeah, it's basically the exact same as the other iPad, just a tiny bit older. Yeah, just literally just the previous generation, but all in all, not too bad. I'm not going to test it any further, but we know that we've got 2 working iPads out of this £20 lot, which overall, to start with, I'd say makes it worth it. So we've got 2 working devices that guaranteed work because we've obviously tested them, and we've got the 2 MacBooks that we still don't know the exact condition of, but hopefully when I get the charger, we will be able to find that out in a later video. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, or you found this useful, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.